Also, if you like basketball, you know that Jake from State Farm is a thing because Jake from State Farm during the games, every commercial break, he's always hanging out. He's telling Chris Paul, like, yo, what's up? Get the insurance. Like,
Wait,
he's
what?
always bought Jake from State Farm.
Because Chris Paul's in those ads with him.
Yeah, exactly. You
and
know,
someone else too. Wasn't there like another guy?
There's a couple of them. Jake from State Farm. This is how big it is. All-Star game, NBA All-Star game. The guy that plays Jake from State Farm was at the All-Star game.
And got acknowledged.
Yes, he's Jake from State Farm.
He's Jake.
Didn't
from State Farm.
He's like ripped, and I don't know if he was always ripped, but like I feel like something happened and he just got super jacked, and now it's like now he's like a sex symbol.
Jake from State Farm is the next Marvel movie. Like, they're really reaching. They're growing. They're growing out.
Good.
You saw Kumail buff up. Now Jake is
and
doing
they're
it.
like, if Kumail can do it for like a movie, let's just get it to everybody.
That Jake's a handsome dude.
He's very handsome.
He's a very handsome dude.
Well, you see how the women in the ads go crazy. They're bringing him like sides of beef.
Yeah, they're getting extra pizzas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is true.
He's a thirst trap,
He
that guy.
can get it. There's like giving him extra ranch, like a gallon of ranch. Like, you know, it's like I have never hooked up with a guy and been like, you know what, he needs groceries.
Yeah.
So that's,
Good for him.
I've dated girls where I've had to buy groceries, so different situation.
Interesting.
Oh my God. You know, so
What?
one of my worst first dates ever.
Yes.
This guy picked me up. I had moved to LA. This is like 2001, I guess. Didn't want to go out with him. I had a roommate. We're at a stoplight off Sunset, and this guy knocks on my door, and I think he's asking me for money.
Okay.
And it turns out he's asking me out. And I said no, and my roommate's like, she'd love to. And like immediately gets his number and sets it up. And she's like, you have to go out with this guy. And I'm like, no,
The guy
I
knocked
don't.
on my window.
Yeah, and I thought he needed money. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I just didn't feel it. And we ended up going out on a date because it was this thing where I'm like, she's forcing me to go on this date. So he picks me up, and it turns out he's a studio musician.
Oh.
Right? So I was like, okay,
cool.
you know, that's a cool job, right? So I'm like, so what are we doing? And he's like, I don't know. Already, like,
You don't know?
we don't know, right? So then he said, well, why don't we go out and find something to do?
Oh, good one, sir.
It's really.
We end up going to the Ralph's on Sunset.
The Rock and Roll Ralph's.
Rock and Roll Ralph's. And we start kind of like shopping.
That's your date?
Yes, hold on. He doesn't have his wallet.
You got to buy it.
I had to buy it. And I bought it because the line was so long that I'm like, I have to buy this, guys. And by the way, at this point in my life, I'm sharing a studio apartment with two other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just moved to LA.
Yeah.
And this guy.
And he let you.
Yeah. Oh, and he not only did he let me, he expected me
He set
to.
you up. You got set up for this.
So then I'm kind of stuck. He ends up driving me back to his place. He wants to make me dinner.
With what you just bought?
The groceries I just paid for. And it turns out he has a band, and the band all lives in that one studio apartment.
Jesus.
So then they come, and they're all hanging out, and they start eating the food I paid for.
This is awful.
And then, right after, he makes me a turkey sandwich.
like a deli-style turkey sandwich.
Like, not even deli style.
dinner?
Like a school lunch
Like your
turkey
mom's
sandwich.
making, yes.
Like a school lunch turkey sandwich.
Cheese, turkey,
Yes,
mayo.
and I'm trying to get the hell out of this apartment. Like,
Right.
how do I leave this apartment? And after the sandwich, he's like, "Was that a good sandwich?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was fine." He's like, "Hey, you want to hook up?" Like, you know, like,
boom.
and
I
I was
made
like,
you that sandwich.
"Yeah." Like, so when earlier when you're like, "You want to fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I've had that happen. But, you know.
To hear the whole conversation, subscribe for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, or visit nevernotfunny.com.